Do I have Adam here?
Yes, Judge.
Excellent. And is it Terry?
Yes, Judge.
Now, I'm going to start with Terry. Terry, you own a music venue, correct?
Correct.
But it's also a pub, yes?
Next to it, yes.
Shockingly enough, when I read this case this morning, I wasn't entirely what you might call culturally au fait with the type of music that takes place at this venue. What's it called, sir?
This particular thing is heavy metal.
Heavy metal?
Yes.
Now, I know what heavy metal is as it relates to water, and I've heard, obviously, it being described in music magazines and that sort of thing. But there's all kinds, all varieties, right?
Yep.
What sort? Heavy metal?
In general, yes, because as you
But
say,
it breaks down to different
varieties.
subcategories.
Yes, there are.
Such as?
Grunge, thrash.
Well, it sounds like an advert for some sort of toilet happening. What about you?
Oh, there are absolutely loads of genres. I mean, you have thrash metal, you have doom, you have sludge, you have speed metal, there's absolutely millions. There's so many, I could go into so much detail, but I won't bore you.
The interesting thing about it is that over the years, Terry, your venue has become so famous and well known that there was at least one band that attended who I've heard of, correct?
I'd hope more than one, to be honest, Judge.
Well, there's only one. Before we get there, I had no idea about any of this stuff. So, of course, time to time, as she's bringing in the tea and we're talking about the cases and I need some assistance, do you know anything about heavy metal?
Mm-hmm. I used to date a drummer from a heavy metal band. True, it's true.
No, it wasn't you.
Not him.
You didn't date a drummer from a heavy metal band, did you?
I was the drummer.
When I say that there was a very famous band that once appeared then, it was the one that I think I heard of. Who am I referring to?
Iron Maiden, and played there under the pseudonym of the Sherman Tankers for legal reasons.
Understood.
Judge.
And I wanted to get a sense, bearing in mind what took place here and why some of it took place outside. I've never listened genuinely to any of this stuff. What sort of music that band plays, what heavy metal is, to give me a sense about how people are drinking and what goes on in these venues. So let's have a bit of, what are they called again? Iron Maiden. The lyrics are, bring your daughter to the slaughter, let her go. Does it get better?
I don't think it's one of my favourites, to be honest with you, Judge.
What's your favourite? Kill, 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 death, death, death? It's probably a song like that.
Oh, it's great. There's one song in particular that a band does where they sing about David Cameron and fly inflatable pigs into the audience. You'd love it.
Now, you run an event each year, and it's become increasingly popular, and it's a Battle of the Bands event.
That's correct, Judge.
And you ran that in 2016.
Yes, that's correct, Judge.
Now, we need to start at 2016, even though the actual dispute itself relates to what happened in 2017. Can you just give me a sense of what agreement you had with Terry about how the first rounds and the semi-final would work?
Terry paid for one sound engineer for the venue in the heats and semi-finals, and also one doorman.
Perfect. Let's just pause. Right. You've got to have doormen at these events, sir, for obvious reasons. You are effectively, sir, going to be making money by selling tickets, right?
That's correct, yes.
That's where your profit's coming from.
That's correct.
So just to be clear, this is 2016. What did you negotiate with Terry in terms of where he would make his money?
Terry would make it from the bar take, so people buying drinks.
Who was going to provide the engineer to operate the equipment that you were providing?
OK, it's a tiny bit more complicated than that. The deal is that he had to pay for the franchise, which was £800. So I paid for the sound engineer and the doorman until he'd taken enough money on the door to obviously pay off the £800, which I thought he'd done quite conveniently in the first 4 rounds. Because the deal then is that he then has to pay for the engineers, and if there's any money beyond that,
This is where it gets difficult, sir.
Of course it does.
It does. Where is the written contract between the two of you setting out in 2016 exactly who would do what and how much each of you would pay each other? Where is that, sir?
In 2016,
Yes.
there was no written contract.
Now, the good news about 16 is everything went rather well. In fact, it went better than you thought it would, correct?
Not exactly, because at the final, I then approached. In fact, I didn't see Adam. My bar manager approached Adam because the deal was that if there was any remaining funds after the bills had been paid, the venue would receive half the door money to compensate for the outlay that we'd already had.
Now, whether that's right or not, and again, I have no reason to disbelieve that that's not the case. The important thing is what happened in the final, which is that, as I understand it, sir, you extended the stage. You provided a platform for performers to perform outside, correct?
I think we did, yes. I think it was.
Is that correct?
Yes, there was a second stage
Yeah.
in 2016.
That only happened in the final.
That's correct, yes, as you can see on the screen there.
Now, for that, presumably, you needed a second sound engineer.
That's correct, yes.
Who provided the second sound engineer and paid for them?
So I was to pay for, and I have my finances here, that was to pay for 2 sound engineers,
Thank you.
to which the money which Terry is referring to, the extra money, I did pay for the 2 sound engineers.
£2,300, right? That's a top. That's a 2016 accounts. Let's keep
Yes.
that up, please. And in red, the engineer you paid is £400.
Yes.
Now, I'd like you to look at that, sir.
I've never seen it before in my life.
Well, I know. Here's an opportunity.
Thank you.
Looking at that, the 2016 accounts, just have a look up there. Do you believe you're entitled to any money?
Yes, I believe I'm entitled to half of the profits.
Don't be stupid. Stay and watch the best Judge Rinder moments. And I'm talking. Understood? Don't be a moron. Subscribe to Judge Rinder YouTube channel. Right now. That's an order.